food is a celebration. So if we have no food celebration and not coming together at the dinner table, when are we going to see each other?
I can actually meet the producers and know that the money I'm spending goes to help them. And I really like to know that the people in my community are getting the money. The other thing is that I can see how they're producing it. And it's also really important to me to see what their practices are, how they put things together to make sure that, I don't know, just that they're treating their whatever well, whether it's animals or produce or workers. I just like to see the practice if I can. And when it comes from far away, I mean, you don't know what they're putting on the crops. Even if it's organic, you don't know what kind of organic matter, how it's done. It's just a more transparency. And then actually, there's the carbon miles too, and those are important. But what it really comes down to for me, the biggest thing is the taste.
The current system has seen agriculture, food production, care of the land and the soil as something unnecessary. Now in Britain, only 2% of people are on the land. 98% of people want to depend for their food on these 2% of people. And even these 2% of people are not real farmers. They don't touch the soil. They don't touch the seeds. They are sitting in huge combine harvesters, big tractors, ghastly music going through their ears, and driving these tractors. They don't touch the soil. They don't touch the seed. So they are completely disconnected from the land sustained. So we need to become real. Without land and without soil and without food, all our technology and science and industry and globalization and all the other things are just, they are icing on the cake. The idea of transition town movement in Totnes, growing food and distributing and consuming within 30-mile radius is a wonderful thing. Because if you transport your food long distances, then you need roads and you need lorries and you need transportation and you need fossil fuel, and therefore that transportation and that fossil fuel use will be creating more global warming and climate change and greenhouse gases and all that. And therefore local distribution and local production and community taking responsibility for their food is essential.
Beautiful. It is, isn't it? Yeah. It's like a waterfall. Yeah.
There was an egg, finest egg you ever did see. Hey ho, and the egg under the bird, and the bird in the nest, and the nest on the twig, and the twig on the branch, and the branch on the bough, and the bough on the oak, and the oak in the ground.
And the gold leaves fell to the ground.
Great. And in that egg there was a chick, finest chick you ever did see.
Jesu atwanekwa, ta Jesu farada he, na Jesu atwanekwa, ta Jesu farada he, ta Jesu farada he, farada he, ta Jesu farada he, farada he, na Jesu atwanekwa, ta Jesu farada he, na Jesu atwanekwa, ta Jesu farada he, ta Jesu farada he, farada he, ta Jesu farada he. Kaziwai, makasimba, ere, ndakasimba, kana makasimba, oh.
Since we started as a brewery, we've been using grain from Newton Abbot as the core for all of our beers, and that was always really important for us to use grain grown as closely to the brewery as possible. We're fortunate that a company have opened up recently that are growing grain in Totnes and will soon be processing the grain in Totnes. So it's a great opportunity for us to become even more closely related to the food that we're producing for people locally, and to work with other farmers who we know by name, and to support local biodiversity at the same time as reducing the carbon footprint of the grain we're using by reducing the transport. We always feel as a brewery that we want to have a real sense of place, and we work very closely with other local businesses to make sure that we do that. We do collaborative beers like this one with the South Devon Chili Farm, and I don't want to feel like I work at a brewery that could be picked up and moved somewhere else in the country and it exists just the same. There are breweries now that have moved to the States and they're setting up breweries there, creating exactly the same beers, and they really have no sense of place. Whereas here we have roots, real roots, that you can't just pick up and move.
If you die, will I get word that you're gone? Will I hear it in passing conversation? Or will I stop short and fall to the ground? Distance is short when your hand carries what your eye found. On my end, just one more time. If you're really gonna be mad. On my end, just one more time. If you're really gonna be mad. Honest and Manuel, well, you know, they're at school now, given the chance that their fathers never seen. See what's beyond Section 17. And in 10 years, when you look back at your boys, well, you know they've grown.